Persons under 18 will not be admitted.
What's up, everybody? This is Jeff.
And Ben.
From Toking with the Dead.
And Still Toking With.
And Still Toking With. Still Toking With is our live show. Yes. You can catch that every Wednesday.
At 7 p.m.
Eastern.
That's
Eastern.
Yeah,
If you live in fucking California, it's got to be 3.
No, 4.
4?
Yeah. They're only 3 hours behind.
What about daylight savings?
Yeah, well, fuck that. We'll worry about that one.
Okay, so if you're on the West Coast, you're going to have to look up when 6 o'clock is out there compared to here.
Which would be actually 7 o'clock out there instead of here.
7 o'clock?
Yeah.
Before this is over, I'm going to need a whole lot of serious therapy.
You're all fucked up today.
Another $1 for the swear jar.
I'm always fucked up. You should tune into the show and see really how fucked up I can get.
Oh, yeah.
Well, opinions are like assholes. Everybody has one.
And when you do tune in, you're going to see amazing guests like this.
Hey, what's up? This is Jeremy Palco from The Walking Dead, and this is Still Toking With.
Hi, I'm Larry Kenny, and you're listening to Still Toking with...
What's up, everybody? It's comedian Sherwin Array, and you're listening to Still Toking With on the Dorkening Podcast Network.
Everyone thinks because you're a zombie, you don't know good coffee. Well, they're wrong. We have very active lifestyles. It's not all wandering the countryside aimlessly or scaring passing motorists. And we all love a good cup of joe. And there's only one brew that gets my seal of approval. Deadly Grounds coffee is my guilty pleasure. Bold, robust, delicious. It's coffee that can wake the dead. With over a dozen different roasts and flavors, Deadly Grounds can satisfy the most finicky of coffee addicts. The aroma is so intoxicating. It brings all of my neighbors out of the woodwork. Deadly Grounds coffee. Coffee to die for and zombie approved. It's good to get a little deadly. Use the front door! Oh, they're so disgusting.
Hey, happy Wednesday, everybody. You're watching Still Toking With, and we have an awesome show scheduled for you. As always, my name is Leo. I'm the monkey behind the keyboard here. And Benjamin, how's it going?
Amazingly awesome.
Amazingly awesome.
Yes, because you are back from vacation. Even though it's your birthday, I thank you so much for being here tonight.
You're welcome. You just needed your monkey.
I did. I tried to run the show last week. I mean, I think I did all right, but man, I give you a whole new found of respect.
Well,
I'm just going to say.
It takes a lot to fuck up, you know?
There's a lot of buttons to push. Now, I can see why you screw up every once in a while. Every show.
Jar Jar, do I got to take this?
No, just walk. Go home right now. Actually, it's your birthday. Do what you want, man.
Oh, yeah. Actually,
you can cry.
Party like a rock star.
Cry if I want to.
All right.
Benjamin, who do we got with us?
We have an amazing guest. I'm just going to leave it there. It's an amazing guest. Beatrice Beopple.
He did it.
Yay.
And if Jeff, if you're watching, I am 1 for 1 for not screwing up the last name.
Ooh.
If Jeff was here, he would have been like Beopple.
Just a heads up before we get started. So Beatrice is going to be at a ton of cons coming up. We're going to be listing some of them. And also she has a new book coming out. So if you have questions, post them in the comments and we'll get to them as best as we can. But I know we have a ton of people watching. So just want to make sure that.
Show notes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Show notes up above, down below, depending on where you're listening to us. Right. You can find all those amazing links
down below, depending on where they're watching or listening.
By the way, you guys, I love your sponsor, the Deadly Grounds. Oh my gosh. I love their coffee. They are phenomenal. And that commercial just makes me laugh. It's so funny. It's so well done. So yay for Deadly Grounds. I've smelled their aroma at some conventions and it's like, oh my gosh, their coffee is amazing.
Leo can hook you up with a 10% off discount.
Ooh. Mm-hmm. All right.
Leo, he threw you under the bus live. He did.
There you go. Wake up the dead. All right. Oh, Lisa Marie. Ooh.
Yeah, you got a lot of fans jumping in tonight.
Oh, boy,
everybody. Queen. Bam.
She is the queen.
Speaking of Deadly Grounds, there is a certain actor from Texas Chainsaw that whenever they go to a convention, they know they're going to be there. They bring an extra suitcase just to bring coffee home.
Oh, wow.
I'm
Oh,
not going
that's
to say
awesome.
who it is, but Tom told me that one time. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, and grounds. Actually, I think we're terrible. We have the Keurig, and it's really probably not great for the environment. I mean, we have the one that you're supposed to fill. We really don't. We go to Costco and get the nice bold one. But in Spain, the people that we're staying with had this amazing espresso maker, and it was a Swiss made thing, and for every single cup it just goes and grinds the grinds fresh.
Wow.
And the difference, like, I couldn't believe how different it tastes when each one is freshly ground, just like that, the espresso. So I can get my deadly grounds and put them in that
nice
machine, and
I
awesome.
say, I'm a
see a
big
purchase
fan
coming in the
of
future.
Yeah, right?
coffee myself, and on my vacation they had a French press, and I was so impressed with just that. I was just like, this is great.
Right?
Yay.
Yeah. Yeah, see, everyone's liking the commercial. Yeah.
I tried to convince my wife that we needed to get something like that, but we don't have the room in our kitchen. So we settled on like a Ninja coffee maker. So
I can build you a bigger kitchen.
Oh, look at
we
that.
rent.
Just saying.
Hopefully next year we'll be able to get a place, but we're renting right now. So
kitchens are my thing.
Yeah, I know. I'll
wait
I'm
a minute.
going to hold you
wait
for
a minute. Time out.
What?
Did we come here to
Beatrice,
talk
need a new
about
kitchen?
coffee?
What?
I
Do you
thought we
need a
came
new
here.
kitchen?
I know. What are we talking about?
Like,
I thought we came here to talk to this amazing actress.
yeah, right. Oh wow,
You
that
know,
is sweet.
not many
How
actresses.
come you got so many cool toys?
I do. I have so much cool merch and
I
toys
was
and
so sad. I was going
fun
through all my
thing.
toys today to like set up for this, and I have nothing Nightmare on Elm Street.
Seriously?
For real, that is
Listen,
fantastic.
can you guys hear this? Listen how
Yeah.
good that sounds.
Oh wow.
This
A
was actually
cosplayer must have made that for you.
no.
No?
No. But it was made in a garage, and this is real steel. I mean, this could really do damage.
Wow.
Yeah. So we got that, and then my own action figure. Well, this one, I've actually packed them because I'm leaving tomorrow. So this one is not fully dressed. I mean, this isn't how she looks. She's supposed to have a whole thing, but this is the Amanda Krueger doll. Yeah, I know. The head looks amazing, right? Neeson. But anyway, this is made by the Horror Gods. This is Amanda Krueger.
Nice.
And Lisa Marie Guess, I just saw her name on there, and she's made these amazing tumblers, which I think we can tell them, right, Lisa? There she is. Lisa is the one that made these.
Oh.
Very cool.
So this one is just a special one. This one's for me. It's the only 3D one. Maybe one day I'll auction it, but I don't think so. I don't know. I think I want to keep it. But
How much coffee does that hold?
see, this can hold a whole lot of deadly grounds. See, your sponsor should be very happy today.
I know.
But anyway,
we are.
right. Yeah. But so we do have these for sale. There's some that are glow in the dark and some that aren't, but they don't have these things on it. However, once you've purchased this, Lisa's making these 20 ounces, she said. She's making these amazing tops that you can buy extras, as an extra additional thing. And it's got the crazy.
Those look dangerous.
nice.
Yeah.
That is really cool. That's
How sharp is that?
amazing
That
job.
It's pretty sharp. I don't know what exactly she's going to have on the top, if it's going to be exactly like this or not, but I think it is going to have the carriage. And we talked about possible baby Freddy. Anyway, but it's so cool to have like merch.
Good safety device to keep people from stealing your cup. They go to grab it and they're like, "Oh my
and
god!"
you're like, no, yeah, push it away.
So out of all that, what are you going to have at? It's going to be Phantasm Orlando, right?
Yes, Phantasm Orlando this weekend. I'm going to have the glow in the dark pins.
Nice.
Right. And then I'm going to have my book, which we can talk about a little bit more later, but the Krueger Curse. And I will have, it's over there, but some of these tumblers without the 3D stuff. There's something else because I was packing. Oh, and then I think I only have two of the Amanda dolls. But the other cool thing with Amanda doll is, or she's not a doll, she's an action figure.
Yeah, we don't play with dolls.
Yeah, no, these aren't dolls. This is an action figure. And honestly, like, how many of you can say you have an action figure made of you? It's really cool.
Oh, no.
No.
I don't.
So here she is with her little.
Although
guy.
Leo's been working on something for a few of us on one of our other shows
That
called
was
Splash
a Photoshop because they're actually they're selling those. There's
I'm telling you, the one you made of Drew was beautiful.
What is that thing? You have one back there? Is that what
no. These are just my toys. I set up toys for. Nothing Nightmare on Elm Street. I was very disappointed going through I have a whole cove of like toys down in the basement.
Yeah. Well, Lisa Marie, seeing you're on, am I allowed to tell them about the accessories we're thinking about for?
Ooh.
Let's see if she responds. Are you listening? I saw her name on here.
Oh yeah.
Anyway,
she's here.
She's here. So yeah, can we talk about Georgia collects? I can tell.
Yes.
Yeah.
I have a problem.
Okay. Well, so anyway, we're talking about making accessories for Amanda. Yes, please. So we want to have little mini baby Freddies.
Oh,
so
that'd
that
be great.
she can have these little mini Freddies, and we talked about possibly having I don't know if we're going to do the skull mask, but we're talking about possibly having the skull mask from the scene where Amanda is in the church and she says, "Thank you," and turns into the skeleton. So some fun little accessories. You can go crazy with this stuff, right? It's pretty wild. But anywho, but this and then I just
gotta
love
get toys made of me. This is so great.
It is so cool. It's so cool. My whole life mission is to make my teenage, well, they're not teenage anymore. Well, one is 18. 18 and 22, to make my boys actually proud of me instead of embarrassed by their mom. And
I don't think that ever happens.
No, you never get proud of your mom, even when she has
No.
an action
I'm
figure?
waiting for my kids to be proud of me. I'm like, yeah, like I got my son to meet all sorts of celebrities and stuff, and still he's just like, yeah,
Right.
whatever, Dad.
Yeah. Oh, somebody was just asking. Yeah. The who made this? This was an amazing find. This was made just for me. By a woman in Turkey. Actually, I saw her artwork on Instagram.
Do the eyes move?
It kind of looks like it, doesn't it?
Oh wow!
Oh,
it's just like really, really amazing. And I signed him.
Leo's gonna have nightmares.
Are you a Nightmare on Elm Street fan, Leo?
I have to admit, when they first came out, they scared me a little bit too much.
See, my brother was so into him, I admired my brother so much that like I got into him, and like I went to see my first R-rated film with him at like the age of like 8. Our parents were so horrible back in the 80s. No, they weren't parents. They were just like, oh yeah, go ahead, go.
See, now I will say that Nightmare on Elm Street is probably one of my favorites.
Yeah,
awesome.
When it comes to horror,
Freddy Krueger is like
I would take Nightmare on Elm Street over Friday the 13th in a heartbeat.
Any day.
Yay, Ben! You're not just saying it because you have me on here today.
No, I actually am true about that because Nightmare on Elm Street knew when to stop. They knew when to stop when they had a good thing. They told a complete storyline from A to Z, and it was amazing. I mean, it was one of the best, and the soundtracks behind them as well.
Oh,
right.
They had awesome soundtracks.
Right.
You know.
And amazing
and
set.
Nightmares are so much closer to reality than some dude at a camp with a machete coming after you.
Yeah, and it's so personal and creative too, because he comes after each individual based on their fears, their dreams. I really liked. I like the concept that it's your fears that he can get you through. So in a way, like the girls that survive at the end overcome their fears and face him. And I'm really learning more and more about like why the fans were so moved by this series and why it meant so much to so many people, growing.
Right.
Most of us, when we first did it, had no idea the impact. Like who knew that it was such an iconic series, but our appreciation for it came later, I mean, I remember when I first did it way back when, I was embarrassed. I'll tell you the truth. I was. My parents, they've never seen it. Nobody in my family's ever seen it. And they all, they're art historians and scholars, and everyone in my family has a PhD, and I'm just like the little bachelor of arts, little nice girl. They just think I'm kind of dumb and friendly and a good cook, but they won't
Bless
but
her
yeah,
heart.
yeah. And so they would never they would never see this movie, but at first, so I never really talked about it much, but then later on, finding out how much it meant to the fans and what an impact it had, I started to get back into it, and it's like, oh my God. And I got to really just appreciate what an iconic thing to be a part of. And then the fact that I'm Freddy Krueger's mom, I mean, it's kind of crazy, right?
How did that come about?
How did that?
Before that question, there's been a bunch of comments coming in, some questions.
Yeah, a lot.
Yeah. So just want to make
Good
sure we
ones,
got
too,
to everybody. By the way, Facebook user, I am not going to say. I feel on that one.
He's the baby of the group.
So Facebook user says, what was the audition process like for your role as Amanda Krueger?
That was it was a standalone strange experience, because for any of you who are in the business, that when you audition for a part, generally speaking, you first get called in, you do your first audition, and they narrow it down to, it depends on the film, but if they start off with 100 people for the role, they narrow it down to maybe 10, whatever. If they start off with 20, they'll narrow it down to 4. Then you have a callback. And then if they still like you, then maybe you'll do a screen test, and they'll have you audition with maybe some of the other actors from it. And it's usually a process. Well, this one, I had just moved to LA from Vancouver. And I was actually at the top of my career in Vancouver. I had just finished starring in, here, you can see behind me, Matinee
yep.
and Quarantine. Those were two, a different quarantine, Ben. But anyway, you guys,
I blame IMDb.
There you go. That's fine. Yeah, but that's what most people think. But this was a different quarantine. It stars me. I don't know if you can actually see. I'm holding a gun and looking all cool up there.
Badass.
Anyway, yeah. And then I'm also in Matinee. I'm down in the bottom. But anyway, I had just finished starring in those 2 films. I'd done a whole bunch of stuff. I'd been acting for about 10 years, lots of guest star roles. So I was kind of at the top of my career in Vancouver. And I stupidly left right when I was at the top, only to follow a stupid guy who ended up cheating on me and breaking my heart. No, he was not. He was not worth it. Anyway.
Most of us aren't. There's a few of us good guys.
Yeah.
I'd like to put myself in that little
Oh, somebody said, are those thrillers? Quarantine, Quarantine is a thriller. It's sort of a dystopian future, sci-fi sort of thriller. Not the greatest movie, but I'm in it. I star in it. So, and my acting's not my best, but it's not bad. And you get to see my boobs. No, I'm just kidding. Well, no, I'm not kidding. It's actually true. It was for 2 seconds. No, you know what, you guys?
Matinee just got 50,000 hits, just like that.
Bam!
No, this was Quarantine. But you know what the funny thing is?
Quarantine. Yeah, I was trying to get him to both of them.
Actually, I think Matinee.
Do you know if you're on what's that site that tells you what Mr. Skin? Are you on Mr. Skin?
Probably. I'm on these weird ones. I didn't know they really existed, and I just was one day. This was about 10 years ago. One day I was just Googling my name. You know how we all Google our names.
At least Marie's after it.
I was about 10 pages in to all these just different ones, and it just got further and further down. And then it was something I don't know, Mr. Skin. It was a couple of these things. C.B. Buckley's boobs, or I was like, what? And if my sons ever found out, oh my God, this is just horrifying. They won't see. The reason they won't see Elm Street is they say, I don't want to see you giving birth. And they say they don't want to see Quarantine because I don't want to see your boobs. They're just whatever. They're weird. But anyhow, I just wanted to point out, though, that, guys, when you agree to do a nude scene, and this was like very, very brief and, in my opinion, very tastefully done, the first one. And then they had to throw in a cat fight in the pool. I think I didn't have my top on in that one either. Maybe that was more gratuitous. But anyway, this was in the 80s, so the most you had to agree is, am I willing to have my body seen for a couple seconds in a movie theater? And I didn't really even think about video, and I certainly didn't think about internet. I didn't think about freeze frame and that they could just like capture just that out of context and just show my boobs. Like I never thought, that just never crossed my mind.
Well, back in that time, we were watching squiggly lines on our parents' TV. So, like,
right?
Yeah, like hoping to catch a boob. Is that a boob? Is it an
right?
elbow?
What
I'm
is
not
that
really
thing?
sure.
I'm not really sure. Yeah. So I mean, literally, it's just like 2 seconds. I've captured the guy. I'm the hero, and I've kidnapped this guy, and he's gotten into all kinds of trouble because of me, and he's all wounded and broken and standing there, and he's under this broken pipe, kind of all wet, and I decide I have to help him out. So how do you help him out? You take off your shirt and use that to dab off his wounds, right? Like, isn't that what you always do? You take off your shirt. So
of course.
So I took off my shirt and I dabbed his wounds, and then we kissed. But so for like literally like 1001, 1002, 1003, 1004, like, so about 4 seconds you see them. But I will say that I am actually okay with it because they stood up on their own. They
Well, yeah, you had the good pose with it, when you got the arms up. That's the best way to. That was the trick back in the day. Hey, show me your muscles, and they'd go like that. And oh, hey, thanks. No, I'm sorry, I'm a dirty boy.
No, but listen, Jeremy. Back then, I didn't need to do that.
Oh.
Now I would need to do that, but back then I didn't need to do it, and they stood up all by themselves. Right? You guys all know the pencil test?
Oh no, what's this?
You guys don't know the pencil test? So the pencil test back in the day, women, you'd have to, you're supposed to be able to put the pencil there and it's supposed to fall off because it's nice and firm.
Have you seen the lady on TikTok that like tucks the bowl under there and cooks?
That's this weird new version of the pencil test. It used to just be a pencil. So anyway, so your pencil should fall off, didn't stuck, but now of course anyone over 50, your pencil will get stuck. But anyway, unless you've
there is no pencil. It's gone.
So what? But anyhow, why are we talking about pencil test today?
Neeson says, Miss Beatrice, your role as Freddy's mom, aka Amanda Krueger, is unmatched. I'm a huge fan of all the Freddy films except a remake. The ending gives me absolute chills every time. I know part 5 has its haters, but damn, did you do an amazing with your role. I love it so much.
Oh my God. Bring that name back. Whoever you are, I love you. Neeson
Williams.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
We're going with Neeson.
I appreciate
that was nice. The only thing I didn't like about 5 was the very opening scene, the shower scene. It's just very the water, the when she falls through the glass and the water just is this weird like glowy thing. The rest of the movie is pretty great.
Good. What's this?
Oh, sorry. I'm trying to.
Yeah, they're going fast.
There's a lot of comments. That's why.
Yeah. Giving birth or not, those boys got to remember Freddy has put food on the table.
Because they won't watch Nightmare on Elm Street. Your sons.
Oh, yeah. I'm excited for next week's show. Oh, cool. Yeah. Thank you. Appreciate your comments.
Before his phone dies, just real quick, you're going to be at Phantasm Convention, Phantasm Orlando this weekend. After that, you're going to be at Creature Feature in Gettysburg, then Monster Expo in Taunton, Mass. And then you also have a new book. The book is out.
Yes, the book is out.
Are those weekends each weekend like concurrent?
There's a pause. I think there's like a week or two between Phantasm and then Gettysburg is right back to back. And then I think there's a week or so. And then
you don't get really drained after a con where you just need to like shut down, shut off?
We'll see. Next weekend, no, I don't know. We'll see. It depends how they go, I suppose. But yeah, so this, for those of you, so it's called The Krueger's Curse, A Nightmare Before, I was about to say Christmas, A Nightmare Before Elm Street. This is Halloween.
I don't remember
and-
Tim Burton writing that.
Right? Yeah. Where can you get an autographed copy is either from a show or on my website, which is beatricebeopple.com. So it's my name.com.
Yeah, and
It's
if
in
you
the
check
show
this,
notes up above and down below.
Yeah.
up above
that,
or down below,
Or down
depending
below,
on where
sorry.
they're watching or listening to us.
Or
See,
side to
that's
side.
why I'm not the monkey behind the button. I can't get it right.
Yeah, on the
tell us more.
Tell us more. So, but no, you can buy
about the book, yeah.
Yeah.
You can
What's
buy
the premise?
So the premise. So what this basically is, it's the backstory. Everyone asked for the backstory of Freddy's birth. It's touched upon. So if the one that gives you the most, I think, is Elm Street 6, because there's all the flashback scenes, and that's where we see that Freddy got married, that he had a daughter, that he killed his wife, and then the daughter's grows out to be what's her name? Come on, guys. Who plays the daughter?
I'm no good with names.
You guys, fans, anyone listening who's Freddy Krueger's daughter?
Yeah, part 6, guys.
Oh my God, our brains. Anyway, I have an excuse. I'm 60. I'm a little old lady.
The only name I can remember from any of the Freddy or the Nightmare on Elm Streets is Nancy. The rest of the names are a blur to me.
Krueger's mother. Yeah. So, but what this does,
Catherine Krueger.
Yeah, but she's played by
Maggie Burroughs.
Yeah.
Maggie Burroughs is the name.
Maggie.
That's her adopted name. And then,
got it.
But she's played by the Arquette. Somebody.
Oh,
Arquette.
is that?
What's her name? Gosh, we're all.
Give me a second.
That's
Leo, you're slow.
I'm sorry.
Whatever. Okay, so we all can't remember. I'm terrible with names. I've always been terrible with names.
Me too.
Anyway, so what this does is it fills in all the backstory. So, why? Well, we know that Amanda was raped by 100 maniacs, and that's how Freddy came to be. We know that he was given up for adoption. We know from the films he was taunted.
Zane.
Oh, Lisa Zane.
Yep.
That's who played it. Oh, okay, all right. So, sorry, not Arquette. She played the other one. But what happens, and then in Nightmare 6, you also see flashback scenes where Freddy's adopted father, played by Alice Cooper, he beats the heck out of him and all that stuff. Wasn't that the same? I can't to go fast. But I, so what I did was, wasn't that the same actress from Deadly Friend?
I don't know Deadly Friend.
I don't either. But anyway, this fills in all the backstory to what brought what made Freddy the way he is, what made the Alice Cooper dad character the way he is, what his relationship was with Amanda, and it's got awesome artwork. I don't know if you guys know Comic Man Joe St. Pierre. Do you know him?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Love
so
Joe.
Good friend.
Awesome.
Well.
So he did some amazing.
That you got. I actually had him just do a piece for my daughter for her birthday or their birthday.
Well,
Yeah.
we have
Amazing.
something else in common because Joe St. Pierre did the variant cover for issue #1 for us.
Oh,
Oh yeah,
fantastic.
that's right. I actually have that one too.
Oh,
Yeah.
so cool. And then another artist also that I found, Stephen P. Hughes, who did the cover. And this is the piece that actually inspired me. I found this online years ago, and I looked to find the artist and found out who it was, a Canadian artist, Stephen P. Hughes. And so he ended up, he said I could just have the art for the cover, but then I ended up hiring him to do a lot of the images. So there's about 11 images inside. And look at this. This is the family tree.
Hell yeah.
Oh, that's cool. That's really
and
cool.
yeah, and there's some really cool images throughout the book. So it's short. It's only let's see, 83 pages. But everyone who's read it, I was very nervous to see what the fans would think, because we've all lived with this for 30 something years, and the Fred heads and the Elm Street fans are super, super fans. And so for me to retell the story, it could go either way. They could hate it, because you don't want somebody telling you a different thing than
Oh, yeah.
But
what they all envision.
Yeah.
Like fandoms can be cruel.
Yeah. But I got such amazing feedback, great reviews. And either if people do hate it, they're very polite because nobody said anything. So, but I've just gotten great reviews. Look at that. See that? Another image, Freddy. Oh, I can see.
Yeah,
But
looks like I got another book to buy.
yeah, there you go. So this one, but it's a great story, and it really, like I said, it really fills in all the blanks of how they became the way they are.
Actually, since you've worked with Joe and stuff like that now, the idea of turning it into like a graphic novel.
Originally I was thinking about that. I had a little bit.
I'm into comic books. I don't know if you know.
And that's Fred as a kid.
That is great. That looks almost like Corn Follow Leader. I forget who did the artwork back then for that, but like that looks really cool.
Yeah.
Kind of an anime style.
And here, guys. So here, if you can see, that's Amanda with Freddy and this jump rope for the girls.
Rope,
yeah. So you get, and it's kind of interesting because you find out like why are there always those girls showing up when Freddy is about to show up?
Freddy's
coming for you. Who made his sweater? Let's imagine. You guys can all figure out who made the sweater. But it just, I don't know. I think it's cool. I think if you love Elm Street, this is just a nice way to fill in the blanks. It just flushes out the story. I followed all 8 films, like any hint that was in the film of his history and past. I stayed true to it. I ironed out some of the discrepancies because, oh my God, there's so many discrepancies between film to film, and the timelines don't actually really work all that well either. Most people have his birthday wrong too, because they say he was, we all know she was raped in December, so count 9 months from December. Anyway, so that's the story. Here, I will actually read you. I just want to read you this one thing. I took a deep breath and knelt on the dirty basement floor. I looked up at my son, who stood over me, his hand raised as if about to strike. Light glinted off the blades on that glove, each blade forged from the anguish, the agony, the hatred that filled my son's heart with every cruelty thrown at him since his unfortunate birth.
That's pretty. And what are those going for? Because I think I'll be buying that as well.
Well, so all right, full disclosure here. So
hold on, don't undersell yourself, Beatrice.
No, I'm not. No, okay. I'm not underselling. I don't. Thank you. No.
Not allowing that.
No, the books are $50. It comes with my autograph. My autograph is $40, so basically the book's only $10. But you have to get it with my autograph because I'm selling my autograph, and there's legal reasons for that too. That's really I'm selling my autograph. I was anyway. I don't want to go further into that, but that's what it is. So
we know the legalities behind it all.
Yeah. So, but I just think it's awesome. And like I said, it's a pretty quick read, great illustrations. And to me, it was just really important to tell Amanda's story because a lot of people, in some ways, like they when they think about Freddy and how he turned out, they think that a lot of it's Amanda's fault, and it kind of is. She thinks it is. She blames herself for sure as a mother, but you also see the agony that she went through. And I don't know how deep or dark we want to get, but Jeremy, I was thinking about this because so Amanda was raped, and do we want to talk about? I saw your post, Jeremy.
Oh, you did?
Yes. Oh. I don't know why. Well, because you posted.
Well, yeah, I did. I'm. It's my way of. Like I used to be very not open about a lot of stuff, and some stuff I'm still guarded with, mental health issues and stuff. But it caught me off guard the other day. My mom called me out of nowhere. I haven't spoken to her in like 7 years. The last time I spoke to her, my stepdad had told my now ex-wife to go kill herself, and I was like, whoa. And you read through the little backstory and stuff. I finally, that point, I was like, I'm done. I can't do this anymore. You know, you people have like just beaten the crap out of me. And it's my way. I don't, not looking for attention, but like venting it, getting it out into the ether, and like just
get it off your chest.
yeah, exactly. Kind of like it's out there now, and I haven't looked at it since. Like
I mean, I wanted to bring. I was wondering if I should bring it up when I saw that, because
I was wondering too, because I I watched a podcast where you were speaking about younger things that happened, and I didn't know how deep you wanted to get either, because they didn't delve into it, but so I didn't know.
Yeah, and I don't, I certainly don't want you to get all.
Oh no,
on camera. But it's important to talk about, because I'll tell you what, on Facebook and basically in Facebook, I read so much despair from so many fans, and it's always tough, because I actually made a post the other day saying, talking to my fans, saying, when you see, if you're having a really crappy day or a really horrible week or a wretched year, and things look really horrible, and then you're on social media and you see everyone going to Mallorca on vacation, and all these happy things, and with loving wives and husbands and kids and whatever, and your life is crap and you feel horrible, to just remember that whatever you see on social media, first of all, it's just a snippet.
Yeah.
Even if it's true, like even if for that moment it is a happy moment in that person's life, it's just a moment in their life. And we're not always, we're not going to post pictures of, oh, how ugly I looked that morning when I had COVID, or or the fight I had with my husband, whatever. So I just wanted to remind the fans that life is a cycle for all of us, and as a 60-year-old lady, I can tell you that at this point
I have shocked by that, by the way. I was like, holy crap, no way.
Oh really?
Like Beatrice,
oh well, it's yoga.
You look fantastic.
Oh well, thank you so much.
A studio. Like I was like,
I never would have guessed that either.
Not at all.
Until I saw the birthday, and I went, no way.
Dude, I was sitting there.
Did they screw up on this too? Like they screwed up on the film?
I appreciate it. I think my mom looked super, super young. She's 88 right now. She lives in Nepal, right next to India. She's with her guru doing, crazy stuff. And it's so funny when I know I'm going off topic. This is terrible.
No worries.
This is what we do here.
Yep. When you talk to me, it just jumps around from subject to subject.
That's what we do here. That's why it's unscripted.
There you go. But in terms of my mom, she's 88. She's following her guru, and it's so funny because she always, her whole life, loved meat. In fact, she would eat like rare, like what's that? They had it in Mallorca all the time. What's that ground up raw meat?
I don't like it at all. The beef tartare and stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah. So she was, steak tartare. She was like total meat lady. And I remember at age 80, she calls me up and she's like, "Oh my gosh, I have to give up meat." And then because of her guru.
That's a strange time to give it up.
Yeah. And I'm like, well, you got 80 years, you got to eat it. So, that's not so bad. Then the next year she's like, then the next year she's at 81. She's like, "Oh, I have to give up alcohol." And I was like, well, poor mom. Then at 82, she calls me up and she's
I'm
like,
shocked at 81.
I have to give up sex. My mom was so upset. She's single. She's 82 and she's telling me she's upset. She has to give up sex. I'm like, oh, okay, Mom. I had no idea.
That's good to know at 82 she's 82. Still going. She's like, yeah.
I mean, seriously, like even like 10 years ago, she had this boyfriend, this Greek fighter pilot, and he was like my age. I'm like, Mom. Anyway, in fact, I'll one time with my husband, she's like, "Oh, do you want a threesome?" She's just weird. Okay, so anyway, but all that to say, we're very strange and young in my family. But no, I said no. In case you want to know, I said no, Mom, no threesome. That's cool. Oh, and then this other time she was telling me with that fighter pilot, she goes, "Oh my God, I'm finally learning to have multiple orgasms." I'm like, "Mom, please, just find someone else to talk to. This is not." But anyway, back to more serious stuff. So how did we get onto that?
My post.
Yeah, we just kind of went like this.
We were gonna go into abuse, and we were like sex,
abuse, and then sex. Sex and abuse. No, so that yeah. I don't know. There's so much we could talk about that, but anyway. But the main thing that when I read your post and I was thinking about just there's so much suffering out there, and we've all had it. We've all. I don't think there's a person alive after a certain age that hasn't had incredible loss at some point, that hasn't had some kind of abuse. I think, you know what? It's crazy. I'm good. I had this, when I was living in Los Angeles, I went to some women's sweat lodge thing. Because that's what you do when you live in Los Angeles. You go to the sweat lodge. And it was, I just remember there were 36 women. And none of us knew each other. Maybe one or two people knew each other, but we had all shown up because all they did was they advertised a women's sweat lodge, which is a native ceremony. You go in and get really hot and sweat, and you can release stuff. And so before we went in, the leader of the group had us all sit in a circle, and she said, before we go in, take a moment to really think about what you'd like to release, something you want to let go of. And she said, and if you feel comfortable, it helps sometimes to share it. If you don't want to talk, that's fine. But if you want to, you can just declare it. I won't leave, let go of blah, blah. And then we will be witness for that. So we started going around the circle, and the first woman was like really hesitating, and she got all nervous. And then she said, I want to let go of my anger at my father for raping me. And then there's, sort of quiet. And then there was the next one, and she said, I want to release the fear I've had ever since I was abused, blah, blah, blah. And it went on like that. And I'm telling you, this was not a sex abuse group or nothing to do with that. All it said was women's sweat lodge. 36 women. So it was going around. For me too, I was raped when I was little. I've had shit happen to me. But so it was going around, and the worst, I don't even know which is worse, but the fact that all these women had some form of sexual abuse, or woman number 34, she was the youngest in the group, and she said, I know this might sound strange, but I never was abused by any man, and I feel like maybe I'm missing out on some rite of passage. And that just pierced me in the heart, like how somebody could feel, even have this idea that it must be a rite of passage of womanhood to be abused. Like, what kind of world are we living in?
Yeah.
So, sexual abuse is very real, and unfortunately it's also for men too. It's not just women. We all know what's been going on with the Catholic Church, with Boy Scouts, and with blah blah blah, and also most often it's people we know, and
usually family members,
usually family members, trusted people, parents, friends, the trusty nice people. It's an awful thing. And so
it's actually amazing, like you said, that everybody's going through. Because of that post, I've had a lot of people message me, and they just open up really about, I've gone through this or I've gone through that, and it's just like we really all have had our shit
happen, right? It's a tough one, and for anyone listening, if you haven't had it, please don't feel like you're missing a rite of passage. You're fortunate, and you're what it should be. We should not be being abused. It's not a right thing. There's something wrong with society. There's something, maybe we're too repressed, who knows? I mean, it's mental issues. It's a lot of different things that cause it. One was a relative from Vietnam. He had come back from Vietnam, so he was a little crazed in the head. There's different reasons people do it. I had a church, my friend's church minister. I remember I had at the time had been raised Catholic-ish.
Yeah.
Catholic-ish.
Well, Catholic-ish, because then we lived all over. We lived in Japan, and we studied Buddhism, and then I lived in India, and I studied Hinduism and all this. But anyway, but we were at my girlfriend's church, and she was Baptist, and they kept saying, be born again. You got to come and accept Jesus. And I was like, but I'm a Catholic. I do believe in Jesus. So why do I need to be born again? Like I accept him. What's this born again business? And so the youth minister was like, that's a very good question. Let's discuss it. And I was too stupid. He's a youth minister. He said, let's discuss it by going for a drive in my car. Anyway, and he did more than discuss. So, you know, it can come from all sides, but it makes me also want to mention about the Me Too movement. I have sons, and you know, and a lot of male friends, and I know that it's made it a very uncomfortable world for men too. It's like you can't compliment a woman, you can't hug a woman, you can't touch anyone. I'm thinking that it's like most change that we've had in our world. When things have been one way for so long, we tend to have to go way overboard to the other side, and hopefully eventually things will come more to balance.
Balance.
You know, I think it's definitely out of balance now, and it's not to say that anyone's lying. The Me Too movement, no, absolutely not. But you know, I know that it's tough for you guys. Like now,
it's
you're
stuff
like
that needs to be taken seriously, though.
It does.
It really does. Too many have gotten away with, like, as you said, like I've a lot of women in my life come. They speak about this stuff, and to know how many, I don't think I have 2 daughters, and to think, you know, like there's so many women that I know that have been, I'm like, it's so dangerous, like
Right?
so it's scary.
It
So
is.
scary.
It is scary, and then, but it's also unfortunate too, because it's
It
like
is.
now if you see an old man with a young girl, you know, playing it, it could be grandpa, you know, and yet we all get kind of like, ooh, what's, you know, I don't know. You got to find this. It's finding the balance. It's important that it was spoken about. I think it's important that people came out so that, you know, everyone understands how prevalent it is. Because I think for a lot of people who maybe were able to escape it, they think, oh no, it doesn't happen that often. It's just something in the movies or a few unfortunate people. But no, it happens all the time, and it happens in your backyard. It happens in, you know, your neighborhood. I think that was important, and I think the Me Too movement brought that about. But then I think, you know, then people, like I said, I think it's gone a little bit overboard in some sense, and I think it's left men in particular in a position of feeling like, you know, I know for my sons, they're like, what do I do if I'm going on a date, man? Like, do I have to get a contract? Like, am I allowed to hold your hand? How do I ever make love to a woman and feel like she's not going to turn around and say I raped her or this or that? You know, I know it's really tough for the guys. So, you know, I guess we've just all have to learn to really communicate. When it comes to little kids, you just have to be vigilant. You just have to watch them and know that it's going to be your friend. It's like the close people. Unfortunately, it's usually the close people that you got to watch out for.
Yeah.
But then as adults, I think it's just finding a way of really just communicating, listening, and knowing that no means no kind of thing. And I don't know.
Yeah. I've always told my sons, if you feel any hesitation, stop. Like, just there's too much time in life that one moment's not worth ruining the rest of your life.
Right. Yeah. Whew. So.
Yeah, that's some deep stuff, Beatrice.
It is. It is. Well, I think Amanda can talk about that because she was raped 100 times.
Yeah.
100 maniacs. Can you
that
imagine?
That scene is so, like, creepy. God.
Right? Yeah.
Like, just the way they portrayed the insane asylum and everything, and all these, like, old, really gross looking, dirty men, just like. And there's Beatrice in her little white nun outfit. Oh, wait for me! No, the count.
Although I will remind everybody, and everyone forgets this. Like, absolutely everybody forgets it. But oh, poor, my son is 6. Yeah, it is tough. So at least, but yeah, that scene in Nightmare on Elm Street 5 when they show the rape scene, it's actually Lisa Wilcox.
Oh,
if you recall. Everyone forgets because she's dressed as Amanda. So at that point, she's reliving, and it's her, and she sees the maniacs coming at her, and then she sees then she's in the gurney, and then when she looks up, then she sees it. Then it transfers to Amanda. So, because fans often will say to me, you know, what was that scene like, you know, with the Maniacs? I'm like, oh, I watched it. It was Lisa did a great job.
She did really good.
But
you gave the birth though.
I did. I gave birth, and I did a good job.
I know a little secret about that too.
Ooh, which part? Which one?
The Sunday, Bloody Sunday.
Oh, I know.
You played the part very well.
Thank you. You know, I'm such a weird person.
She brought her own fake blood, or not fake blood.
Fake blood, yeah. Who talks about that kind of stuff? I'm just such a weirdo.
I love it. I'm sorry. Like, I think that kind of talk is... It makes you more human and more approachable, and it really, like... I get very nervous talking to celebrities or whatever, and like, it makes you guys, it makes you seem like on our level. It, like, you know, I don't know if that's the right way to say it, but like,
yeah, more or less, I know what you're saying.
Yeah, it makes us more comfortable. It makes me comfortable, at least.
You're more comfortable hearing about my blood?
Yeah, like the people that I saw you talking to, they kind of went quiet at the moment, but I was just like, oh, that's something I gotta ask her about.
Ask me about my blood.
Yeah, the moon's blood.
Yes, it's because that this is my aim, for you to feel that I am human. Yes, I am human. Mm-hmm. Oh my God. In LA, when I was living in LA, I got, talk about like weird abuse and strain. This man, and he actually ended up getting arrested. There was a guy that had advertised, what are those magazines? You know, like the one here is called Inner Realm, but they're like these free magazines you can get in health food stores and stuff. And they, you know, they advertise all the woo-woo stuff. You know what I'm talking about. You know, you can...
The woo-woo stuff.
Yeah, you know. Anyway, so it was a free magazine. And at the time, I was in LA and dealing with the boyfriend that kept cheating on me and, you know, and all this stuff. And I was really down and out in a depressed state. And I'm looking through this thing, and there's this ad, and it says, do you feel sad? You know, do you feel out of place or lonely, or, you know, free healing by, you know, this healer or whatever. And it just was this weird ad. And the guy said, I don't know, it just kind of spoke to me. So like a dummy, I drove out to this place, and it was like an hour drive in LA, you know, with a 10-lane highways and everything. And I get to this place, and he had said doctor something. And I get there, and it's an apartment complex. And I'm thinking, so, but like a dummy, like in the movies, you're always going, don't, you know, you stupid girl, turn around, don't go in there. And I could hear my back voice telling me, like, don't be such an idiot, like, just turn around, go home. But no, I went up to the apartment, I knock on the door, and then some guy just opens the door. He's in shorts. He goes, hello. And again, my mind is like, turn around and leave. But I was like, I'm here to see Dr. blah, blah, blah. And he's like, oh, Joe, you got another one. And I don't know. I was just stupid and desperate, I guess. And I walked into the place, and it's this kind of slimy looking guy. And he said, you know, he would do this healing. I feel like such an idiot talking about this right now, because it really was stupid that I did this. But anyway, I went into the apartment, and his office was sit on the bed. I know. Really, really dumb. But I guess at this point I thought, you know, I know everything. I can fight him off if he's creepy. Anyway, he didn't try anything sexual. He just was, you know, talking to me, and he said, just relax, lie down, keep all your clothes on, blah, blah, blah. And so I'm lying down, I got all my clothes on, and he's just, you know, kind of moving his hands. And if you guys have ever had any kind of energy work, like Reiki, you know, you don't need hands. You just, you know, you don't need to touch. You can work with energy. And so he's talking, and then after a while, like, he's sort of just moving his hands around, and I'm starting to feel like less and less energetic, or, you know, like I feel like my energy is being zapped. Like I'm getting more and more tired as this guy's hands are going over. And then he starts talking about, you know, he goes, you know, you do feel out of place. Do you ever feel, you know, you don't belong? And then he starts talking about this, Zoltron, I think, or something, like, seriously, like some weird planet. And I could tell that he totally believed it. He said, you are from Zoltron. And he says, and I'm from Zoltron. And he says, some ship had landed on a mission, and we crash landed or something. And 83 of us were on this mission, and everyone got dispersed. But now whatever the leader of Zoltron, King Uta Uta or something, is calling us all back, and it's my mission to bring you back. And I'm like, whoa, shit, this guy's like totally lost it. But he clearly believed what he was saying, and he said there was a special code in the ad, and it reaches, if you come to me, it's because you were called by the ad, like it's the subliminal stuff. And then he starts saying, I'm releasing you of your earthly bonds. It almost sounds like Freddy, my lines in Elm Street. I release you, brought me back to give you life, but now I'm
sounds like a new hit movie that you're going to produce,
right? Yeah. But he's like, so he's waving his hands over me, telling me he's going to release me from my earthly bonds, and I'm feeling my energy being zapped, and I swear to God, this guy was an energy vampire, and I could barely move, and I don't know where he was headed with this whole thing, but he was going to release me. So finally, luckily being an actor, I just thought on the spot, and I said, oh my God, no. I said, you didn't get the message from whatever, King Uba Uba, or whatever the name he gave me. And he's like, what? And I said, no, Uba Uba told me, like, I'm supposed to stay here. I said, oh, that must be a level above yours, and I said, maybe you're not privileged to the information, but I'm on a secret mission. And he's like, no, I would know if it was true. And I said, no. He absolutely gave me I have to stay at least another 3 more months. I've got to complete my mission. And he's like, no, I never heard anything about it. And he's going on and on. But while I distracted him, I was able to sit back up. I got enough strength to sit up, and then I, jumped out of the room, and I said, no, I gotta go. Uba needs me to finish my mission or whatever. And I went running out of there. And then he's yelling out the door. He's like, well, I already have my hooks inside you, so if it turns out you're lying or you're wrong, I'll be able to pull you back. And I'm like, oh, shit. So I get in the car. I start driving down the highway. And I swear to God, on this huge 10-lane highway, I'm driving, and suddenly, boom, my freaking car died. Died. And I'm like, oh, my God. His Uba. He somehow got in there. And I was freaked out thinking he did something to my engine. And, I somehow, and I didn't have a cell phone, so I don't know how did I even get, I guess maybe somebody came and we got towed and whatever. I'm obviously alive to tell the tale, but I found out that this guy ended up getting arrested because I don't know if he killed somebody but he was like trying to send people back. Like yeah. Damn. Anyway,
Good
so
times. That's an experience.
Wow. That was an experience.
Good times.
Yeah. So anyway,
crap.
So you said that telling my story keeps me like more human. I don't know. I'm really from Zoltron.
Yeah, right. Like, all right.
On my mission with Uba
I
Uba.
take that all back.
Uba.
I don't know. It was a different name. It was cooler than Uba Uba, but I can't think of what it was. Anyway, but yeah, and he apparently he had some followers though.
You mentioned energy vampire.
Yeah.
Do you watch What We Do in the Shadows? Oh, okay, never mind. It's a Taiki Waititi. Yeah, I can't.
Yeah, that guy.
I screw that up all the time. I'm sorry, but yeah, he does this vampire show, and I'm going off the rails here. One of the guys is an energy vampire, and he just sits there and bores you like I am right now, and just sucks your energy as I sit here and talk to you as you go, and like, yes, exactly like that. But you don't watch it, but it's a great show. You should. It's very funny.
Okay.
It has a movie too. All right, next part. Back to you, Beatrice.
And a spin-off series, Wellington Paranormal.
Yeah, see, look, Leo's with
Leo talked tonight.
I know. Hey,
I mean, me and Leo had just been like,
Well, actually, I'll ask Leo's question. What do you collect besides Freddy Krueger stuff or Nightmare on Elm Street stuff? Anything else cool in Beatrice's little closet?
Oh, you're asking me, not Leo.
Yeah. Oh, no. I don't care what Leo collects. I know he collects Transformers and Gremlins and stuff like that.
I collect bones. No, Ooh. What do I collect? No, I'm not a collector.
Not at all.
Well, so the question is actually, what do you dork out about? So it could be collecting, it could be stuff you read. Like one actor, he loved researching ships that sank. Is there something
That's
really
a stinking thing?
Yeah.
It's a downward spiral, that kind of collection. But
puns. I like puns.
Did you see that article about because of global warming, which of course doesn't exist.
Oh,
No, but all the drying up beds of water, and they're seeing like all these ships and bones and things that are appearing now that
yeah,
have been
like
hidden.
all the bodies and cans and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, and all the previously what will start to show up is all the cities that and towns that were owned by Black folk.
Yep.
Every time they were successful, we flooded them out.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently. So there's like apparently a bunch of entire villages and towns. They say where I live here, New York. What's our Central Park used to be a thriving Black community that they wiped out.
I didn't know that.
Wow.
So I just watched the a preview for the She King or whatever it's called, the Woman King. Because you know what I'm talking about? It's coming out. Leo, what am I talking about?
Leo, come on! What is she talking about?
No. I saw the title. I don't know.
With the Black women. It's apparently a true story starring Viola Davis. Yeah.
Yeah, historical epic inspired by the true events that happened in the Kingdom of Dahomey, one of the most powerful states in Africa in the 18th and 19th centuries. Woman King.
The Woman King. Yeah. And and I was watching it like and it's like really, really powerful. It's like the Black Panther, Wakanda, like really, really strong, powerful. And I'm like, ooh, our world's gonna be changing, folks. Get ready.
I'm sad it took this long. I thought
I know.
because my generation, the '90s kids, we were all supposed to be the changing of the world. We were gonna like make it on. Like we all procrastinated. I'm hoping the millennials and the Z's do something.
Well, we got the internet and we just got sucked into it.
Yeah, it was pretty much.
Yep.
Pretty much. We were the last kids to play outside, though.
But the internet does allow us to do amazing things like we're doing here tonight.
Right here,
That's
right?
True.
Yeah.
Because this is not your normal podcast show. And I'm sure there's a ton of people. I know there's a ton of people watching that probably learned more about you than they figured they would.
Yeah, exactly.
Or ever wanted to.
I don't know if they're anything like me. They're sitting there writing it down, going, "Oh my god, I didn't know that."
Right.
Did you guys know that Beatrice first starred in her first play in Japan as a tiger and a
Jeremy, what a research
I'm telling
man.
you, I've been stalking you. I'm in your closet right now. You didn't know it was this roomy.
That's what that sounded. I thought it was a squirrel in the attic.
No, that was dinner last night.
Oh my gosh! Do you guys remember Black Christmas?
Yes.
The movie? He's in the house. That was the first. That to me, that was one of the scariest ever. Because I was a little kid when I saw it, and the whole idea that he's in near the house. He's up in the attic, like freaky.
I'm already inside.
Yeah, I had
Leo,
to do
you have another show tonight.
No, but my wife is picking up dinner right now, though.
Oh, okay. So we'll do.
These guys are ready to go. Me and
we're
Beatrice are
already
doing our
over
own
time.
show.
We're already over time, but no, I'll keep Beatrice all night.
Oh, and I haven't heard Ben. I want to chit chat with Ben. We've been just yapping away, right?
I'm sitting here letting you guys do your thing. I mean, that's
we
what
gonna
our
be
show is.
I have to admit, you did have a question earlier that I cut you off of because we had a bunch of questions in the comments.
Yeah, but I totally forgot what that question is now. That was like 45 minutes ago.
It was.
Are we going to be at a con with her soon? I know we're not doing.
No, I don't think.
I mean, Phantasm.
You guys might see her at Monster.
Monster Expo.
You guys might see her there because I know she's in Orlando this weekend coming up.
Yep. So Phantasm Orlando this weekend.
Yep.
Then the Creature Feature Weekend, which is going to be in Gettysburg, August 26th through the 28th.
It will be in Maryland.
Yep.
And then Monster Expo. This is October.
Right.
Yeah.
In 8 weeks, 2 days.
And I might be in. I'm not supposed to say, but Texas, folks. Yes, people have asked if I'm coming to Texas. I have been invited.
Can't say
to
what
something.
con.
I can't say which con, but something in Texas in October.
Texas is a big state. I've driven through. Very big.
There's some really big horror conventions in Texas as well.
When is Monster, Leo?
Monster
October 15th, 16th.
Yep.
Okay.
And then the weekend before that, I might be at some place also in Pennsylvania.
Yeah, the weekend before that, we're at Wicked Killer in Manchester.
Ooh.
We're running that one.
Okay.
And September, we're running Wicked Killer in October. That was the third one.
The weekend of the 7th?
Yes.
Damn it, that's my birthday.
That's even better. We'll party
Leo's
like rock
birthday
stars.
now. Your birthday.
I
I know.
party like a rock star.
Leo's birthday. I mean, we're gonna save Leo's birthday for next weekend.
Ooh, watch out!
Leo's getting all the brownies.
Yes, this is the three of us are 3 of the 4, and Jeff's the 4th for the road crew for running media packages for events.
Oh,
so we have Maryland Pop and HorrorCon next weekend, where we're running all the media events live.
Cool.
Live panels. And then we're home for a week and a half, and then we're in Norfolk, Virginia.
Yep.
At Tidewater Horror Convention.
I like how you say Norfolk.
Norfolk.
You said no fuck.
No fuck. That's rude.
Those Boston accents.
Jar Jar, am I still driving down with you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll pick you up, and we're gonna. Well, I don't drink at all, but we can smoke and fly all the way there.
Who's bringing the snacks?
You
gotta have snacks.
I got brownies.
Don't drive with brownies.
No driving.
Don't eat the brownies and drive. I need you guys there alive.
Yeah, and he makes his brownies very strong.
Yes. So we've got about 5 minutes, and then we've got to cut it so that Leo can go have his birthday cake and his birthday spankings.
Beatrice, what was your favorite Nightmare on Elm Street?
5.
5? Of course. All right. If it wasn't 5, what was your favorite?
Probably the first.
Yeah.
Yep.
Good answer. Good answer.
Yeah.
What are you watching right now on TV?
Ooh.
What am I watching on TV?
Or what have you watched recently that you like?
Well, I actually just recently watched. Yesterday I went to the movies and watched the. I was going to say Elton John, Elvis Presley, the Elvis movie.
Yeah,
it actually was really. It was really good. It was really freaking depressing, but it was really good.
Yeah, I can imagine.
I mean, I don't want to spoil alert, but he dies. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, really?
No, I mean,
no way.
What about the aliens? Were the aliens in it?
You guys, Ben, are you a little closer to my age? I mean, you're pretty young too, but you guys are all young.
Oh, yeah.
We're about 10 years apart.
Okay, so
he just looks much older.
Yeah, married with 6 children.
No, the matured 6 children.
That's actually the
holy smokes! Wow.
I only got 5, Ben.
Wow.
6 children, 2 grandchildren, and 2 more grandchildren on the way.
Oh my lord!
It's good for you, man.
Wow. See, I started so late in life that I'll be 110 before I have a grandchild, unless my boys just get somebody pregnant. But anyway.
Yeah. See, I wanted to start early because now, like, our oldest is 31 and our youngest is 22.
Wow, your oldest is 31.
But get them out of the house. I want them gone.
Oh yeah.
See, this is why I have such a nice tan, because I go to work all day for them.
Yeah. See, I got an 18-year-old, so that's what I'm. That's anyway.
Right.
But what
I
were we
go
just?
from 20 all the way back to 8. So. Whew.
Wow, you got a whole bunch.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah,
thank
you're
you,
right,
Matt.
Matt.
Thank you, Matt. But
She
Leo,
still
now
is
what
not
were?
counting anything.
I was asking, what are you watching recently?
Oh yeah, so I had just said I'd watch that thing that was sad. And on TV, I don't think I've been watching any TV. My husband and my son have been watching all these historical films about Gettysburg, because they're gonna stay in the hotel and then go on to all these Gettysburg tours and see all that stuff.
I want to go with them.
There you go. But so Lincoln. It was so funny because I was watching some of these Gettysburg things, and you might, with all your research, know that my biological father was born in 1896. Did you guys read that?
I did.
1896. My father. My father was older than my grandmother. I mean, seriously, like how many people can say that? My father's older than my grandmother. My sister's older than my mother. You know, crazy things. But anyway, and having such an old father, I think he was like 66 when I was born. He died, of course, a long time ago. But thinking of his life, it's like only 30 years before my own father was born is when Lincoln died. So it makes it just seem very close. I mean, our history is really short. I mean, American history is, very, very, very short, relatively speaking. But it makes you feel like you can just like touch it, like 30 years after, Anyway.
That's my main reason for wanting to go over the pond is the history of everything. Because when my kids were young, I used to walk them around the cemeteries, just looking at the different dates on things. I know it's weird, but
let's go to the cemetery.
I always sit there and be like thinking, well, this person died in 1798. What would they be thinking if they saw a person walking around with a cell phone or something? But like. Here, like 1798, I like over there, you can see like graves from like 1200, fucking even earlier. Like it's ridiculous, like to think that far back.
Right. And the graffiti, like you go into old English churches, and it's like thine, whatever was here. I don't know, but whatever, and they write it all beautifully, but it would be like 14 something, and they still carved their name into the church pew or whatever.
Actually, on YouTube, you can go down some rabbit holes. Like I started watching like these interviews, like they are filmed like in the 40s and 50s, and it was like this person lived in like the 1800s, and it was like, yeah, it's really, really cool stuff. I was watching one about this guy was actually on a game show, and he was a cowboy during like the 1800s, and they were asking him all these like really tough questions. It was like, like this trail, what was it known for, and why was it created? And it was really cool stuff.
Wow.
Yeah.
Cool. I always fantasize what it would be like if we could go back in time. What was that?
What's Ben laughing about?
Laughing at you, Leo.
I'm just watching where this train wreck went.
Are you saying that?
I didn't even get into the Billy Graham crusade and stuff.
Oh, how did you know about that?
Oh, I know a lot about you, Beatrice.
Oh my gosh.
I know how much you got paid for that.
He knows
$1,020 on October 29th, 1984.
Yeah, my first paycheck from acting.
Oh wow.
I know the date. Like you're another one of those people that there's not much about you out there on the internet. So I dive in. Like you were a challenge for me, and I
How did you find this? When did I ever talk about it? I talked about it before?
Yep.
Yeah. 1,000. Yeah, you're right. 1,020. Whew, that was a big paycheck for me back at the time.
Well, I already know now. You're not very not. You're Catholic-ish.
Ish. Yeah. Yeah.
And Buddhist and
I'm human.
Kama Sutra-ish.
I'm human-ish. Kama Sutra.
Oh, sorry. We weren't supposed to talk about that.
Tantric sex. Oh my lord.
Oh my goodness.
Has anyone ever
multiple orgasms, huh?
Seriously?
Got to talk to your mom about this.
No. We don't talk to my mom about it.
Leo's face is turning red.
We talked to Tantric Tony. Oh my god. Oh, sorry. Anyway, stop it. My husband's upstairs. Aw.
So,
and my husband, it's our 25th anniversary coming up, so we won't talk about Tantric Tony.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Congratulations on finding the one.
Yes.
It seems.
Yes.
So, very good.
Out of all 100, I chose out of the 100 maniacs. No, I'm just kidding. And Leo, so what's your favorite cake?
Not really a cake person, but I kind of like marble.
Okay.
No, I'm more like I like cannolis.
Yeah.
Cannolis.
Cannolis.
See, I'm a
giant cannoli cake.
I don't even mess with cake.
Oh yeah, cheesecake's good. It's not good for my cholesterol, but hey,
No.
That's why I take the cholesterol pills. Being old Like I take all sorts of vitamins.
Being
now.
old. I'm going to slap around, young man. Jeepers creepers.
So
anyway, you guys all do yoga, and then you too can look.
I have fun doing. A friend of ours does yoga at some of the cons, and it's very. It's mind you, it's like hard work. By the way, like yoga is no joke.
Is hard work.
Like holding those poses and stuff.
No, something would definitely break.
Leo's hungry. I think Leo's hungry.
Okay, Leo, we're gonna let you go. I'm sorry, Leo.
I was just trying to keep this on track. Just a reminder, Beatrice can be found at Phantasm Orlando this weekend. And also coming in August 26th to the 28th, Creature Feature in Gettysburg. And then on October 15th and 16th is Monster Expo. And you can find her book there, The Krueger Curse.
I was just going to say, don't forget about that
Cup
book.
by Lisa Marie. And The Krueger Curse. I'm going to have to hit the website.
I'm going to have to order it too.
Yeah.
I need it to go with all the
I
other
was hoping we were
books I
hitting
have.
a con that she was at soon, but.
That's me in costume.
Awesome.
Which
And the
I
book
will
do you do photos with the fans at cons all dressed up? Oh, that's
Photo
cool.
ops.
Although, oh my God, this is an authentic. Like the guy who built it for me out in California. He's like a historian, costume maker, and he made it really authentic. So it has 5,000 layers, and it's like the most hottest thing. I will be sweating and sweating and sweating. A sweaty nun. What's under your habit? Anyway.
Leo.
Okay. On that note, I want to thank everybody for watching this fine evening. And like I mentioned, for me, just Google Leo Pond. You find a bunch of stuff. Could be true, could be not. I'm not gonna say which is which. But I run the Dorkening Podcast Network. We got about 40 shows on the network. There's a ton of awesome people doing a ton of awesome stuff. And Beatrice, where do you like people following you?
Well, Instagram, I need to get followers because I have like 1,000 or something, and like all the popular people have 100,000. So and there's certain shows that won't even book me unless I get like 10,000 people. So follow me on Instagram, Beatrice _ or whatever that is, Beopple _ Elm Street.
Wow. Have you thought about doing a TikTok?
TikTok.
It would go good with the Krueger reel.
Oh yeah.
Oh well, I do actually. Is it TikTok? It's something. Yeah, I did some weird thing, some video. You guys and your fandangled.
Well, I only brought it up.
We just started it now.
Yeah.
We just started a TikTok. Yeah.
Oh, you know what? I think I don't know
We're
if I did. What's the other one? Where?
Hello, fellow kids.
Anyway, but
We're
yeah, if you
down.
follow me on Instagram, I have a lot of really ridiculously goofy videos because that's what I do, and my kids get so embarrassed by me. But like, I have Freddy Krueger singing, like
I love that.
doing goofy little things and whatever. So follow me if you want to see goofy stuff.
We'll do, and we got that link in the show notes. Jar Jar.
Hey, come on Facebook. It's Jeremy Courtney, or come check out Comic Book Lovers Buy, Sell, Trade, and Auction House. And if you want to put your poll online for buying comics, it's Box of Comics with an X at the end. And the TikToks and the Instagrams and the other thingies. I don't do the Twitter, so I can't keep myself to that few characters.
Yeah, Twitter's an evil place too.
Yeah, all right. So do all that and don't be bad. Be happy.
Yay.
Benjamin.
Who invited him?
Are you glad you did? It was all your fault.
No, I enjoy having you when Jeff's not around. I want to, as far as us, stilltoking.com. Go to stilltoking.com. You can find everything you want to know about the comic books, the filming, this amazing show. All our social media links are there. And pay attention to our social media. We got something dropping in the next week that you're going to want to see. But I want to say thank you to Beatrice for coming and hanging out tonight and just shooting the shit, And if you didn't get your questions in, well, Leo missed them. blame him.
Yeah, but they were shooting like rapid fire. Though.
Oh yeah,
like, I cannot blame.
Yeah, the first 50 minutes, it was.
I was reading them
nonstop.
as they were coming in, and like I was just like, holy crap.
And that's just the ones that we could see. Those weren't even the ones that he could see.
Yeah, that's exactly,
Yeah. But to all our veterans and first responders, we want to thank you for doing what you do so people like us can do what we do. Stay safe. We're out of here. We'll see you next week.
Bye. Bye-bye. Thanks for having me on.